All right. A distant. Hi. Welcome to Claude Raymond Designs Friday Night Live Sculpt. I wasn't going to do anything, but I had to get some laundry done. So, clothes are in the dryer, and I thought I would do a live sculpt for about an hour working on that face. Let's remove my logo to your chest. Do. So, yeah, we're going to work on this guy a little bit. Start cleaning up all the clay. I think I'm going to work on his forehead a tiny bit and modify that forehead a little. Might add a little more clay to the upper lip here. Oh, and we'll start to carve out the ears. Try to figure out my mini keyboard. And if you watch the beginning of this, feel free to wander over to Ko-Fi. I did a new little Ko-Fi dollar amount to work on the candle uh, materials for it. I already have silicone that I bought for something else that I mean, this isn't going to be a tiny mold, but I think I got enough to do uh, a mold with what I have. I think. Sorry. Turn my music down a little. Don't know if anybody can hear it. What else? Oh, Jen said I should use one of my unicorn horns to do a candle. So it would be like a tall, skinny candle. A stick candle, basically. And I have this 6-inch and I have a 12-inch horn that I make and sell. Uh, but I thought I would make a base, basically sculpt a base on the bottom of this guy. Uh, so yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna probably give that a shot. Sculpt something there. Let's see here as we get ready to do this. What happened to my arrow? Arrow? What did I just say? Arrow? It's not the right word at all. Don't know if anybody will find me here on a Friday night. We'll see. Still trying to get the audience grown here. I think I've only had maybe 2 random people find the feed. And Bing, bong, boom. All right. Did you ever realize you weren't typing anything while you were typing? There we go. There's one time I was writing up a document. Since I type, I think I was reading something on my right as I was typing and didn't realize my fingers were all off on the key by like one key, like over. So I was, and then I went like that at the key, at the screen, and I was like, what? It was all gibberish. All right, so let's turn on my other little LED light. One thing I need to try and do on my work desk is I use a really, really old desk lamp from my childhood that was my dad's before it was mine when I was a kid. And I used to sculpt with oil-based clay when I was like, what, 10 in 1981. Probably before that even. And I had the lamp repaired and I use it on my work desk here. It's not the best though. So I keep thinking of trying to do something better. We'll see. All right, I'm just judging here what I want to do. I do want to fill in a little bit more here. Let's take out my fake candle wick. So this isn't horrible. I think I am going to add some more clay here. And now this soft monster clay is closer to 68 degrees. It's not quite as soft as it was yesterday when I was using it. It'll probably change. So we're going to do a little work to this guy. I'm still trying to decide. Let me look at my camera angles. What I do with the mini keyboard. Here we go. So trying to decide what to do with my mini key or side camera to get a better or should I just keep it up above? I gotta add some wire to here. If I have it up above and I'm working like that, this needs to be a little higher though. How's that? All right, that looks good. Maybe we'll change the angle here though. Sculpting. I think we can rotate this 90 degrees clockwise. There you go. Now it's kind of facing me. So we'll use this top view for a little while again. Well, you know what I could do? I'm going to put it back the way it was, I think. Can I do a Control Z? Control Z? There we go. I'm going to try and do that. That gives me a little more space. So if I move it up to the ledge here, you guys can still see it. All right, that'll work. Let's see here. Let's look for tools. Put some wings aside. Get that there. Gonna probably use some texturing stuff tonight. All right, so step one, I'm gonna mark up what I want to do. I want to put some clay here, here. Probably fill some stuff there, fill some stuff there. Do the ears. All right. Let's smush our nose material that we added toward the end of the live yesterday. Let's smush this on. Yep, smush. And after we get all of our details in, we'll give it a brushing over with some mineral spirits. Oh, that's not bad. All right, we're going to add a little to the brow. Then we're going to add the lips idea here so that this channel isn't quite as deep. I do kind of like what I have cooking with this mouth. I made it like it's kind of going. See? A little bit of a. Or is it a. Hey, evidently I have one side I can do that with easier than the other. Let's concentrate. All right, let's roll out some clay. I'm gonna turn the music off just in case it is being heard and it is affecting my live. All right, so these two pieces I just rolled out are gonna get added there. just mix it into the top here. And eventually I'll probably put a little bit of an eyelid in here. Same thing on the side. I'm kind of pushing this other clay around now to shape his expression. Adding a little bit of clay here. there's a little bit of a opening. All right, not horrible. I do see a difference between that side and that side. It's a little better. So, yeah, I do need to add a bit of clay in here for upper eyelids and probably a little bit of clay down here around the eyes. Let's add the cheek just below the cheek right now. So more like the upper lip area a little bit. And then we're going to move on to detailing the ear. I said air, didn't I? All right, so we're going to roll out a couple of balls of clay again. One for the left, one for the right. I don't know if this is going to do what I want it to do, but we are committing. So before I do the other thing, which I want to do material here and here, I'm going to add this piece like I did there. I'm going to add that right there. But the difference is that I have the lip raised over here. So kind of want to make the facial muscles lifted up a little bit. So with this raised, we want to kind of do a little bit of a push there. All right. And now we're going to add a couple pieces to the bottom part of the cheek area. here. So after I get all my clay placed, I'll go back over, smooth it out. And after that, I'll go over one more time. Put my details in, smooth it out, put my details in, and we'll give it a mineral spirit brush. And we'll let that mineral spirit dry for 24 hours, evaporate. But the mineral spirit also works as kind of giving everything a nice matte, flat feel. How we doing? Right. Not unhappy with our results there. I'm gonna be interested to see. I've never done any kind of, well, I've never sculpted something to be a candle. And I have no idea really how big of a candle this will be. My guess is this is at least somewhere around the 16-ounce range. It'll be 16 ounces of wax, I think. I don't know. All right, so let's look at a profile here. Feel like I'm gonna add a little clay under the nose. I feel like. Because I'm looking at the profile, the lips look a little weird. And if I add a little mask right there, it'll look a little less weird. Look at that, I have a directional mic. Stomach just made a horrible, horrible sound. Horrible sound. Shnikes, what did I just do with the... What did I do with the other... All right, that's not bad. hell is going on there? I don't have a pair of tweezers. I think I got a bit of glue that was on my fingertip stuck in the monster clay right there at some point. Since I reused monster clay, it could have happened a while ago, I guess. All right, get some nostrils going on here. There we go. So the other thing that's going to happen with this is that a set of mini dodecahedron. Look, I don't drink. I just naturally have trouble talking. A set of dodecahedron dice is going to be stuck inside this thing. So as the head burns down, wait, when did I knock that out of the way? This is why I need people watching while I'm doing this. They would be like, hey, you smacked into your other camera sometime or another. Anyway, yes. So as this guy's head burns down, the dodecahedron dice will be found. And that's at least the concept. I had done something similar when I had mucked about like 5 or more years ago with a dragon egg mold that I had. I had done like a wax pour with really crappy repurposed wax. And I had put a little dragon pendant into the candle, and when I did my test burn, it kind of worked. The pendant showed up. So same concept's gonna happen with this, but I'll be doing a test burn to see if the dodecahedron dice get damaged at all by the burning wick. So we'll see. All right, so I'm happy with what the edits are that I've done to these cheeks. I'm happy with the brow. Doesn't really have a chin. That's all right. I'm not against what I have going on down here. I do need to put a little bit of a eyelid and a little more skin for the eyes down here. Unless I really want to make them this bulgy, but I think I am going to add a tiny bit of clay under the lid. I'm going to need to, if I'm going to use this again, I need to cut a piece of pipe, so I'm not using something this long. Also looks like I have this eye a little higher than the other eye. So now, let's see here. Right about there should be close to the same. maybe should have been. Maybe not. Maybe I was wrong. Needs to be a little farther over. After I get this eye placement worked out, I'll start working on shaping the ears a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. All right, what was the size that we used here? This one? That's a little closer. All right, put that back. Let's see what we want to do with these ears now. Let's look at the camera and see if they're close to the same. Now, if I was doing this as anything other than a candle, I think I would make this head rounder in the back. But I'm okay with a slightly flat back of the skull on this guy. Now this ear is a little fatter. Oop, dropped him on his nose. This ear does look a little fatter. Looking at it from the back here. Looking from the front, I think I'm going to get my X-Acto out and kind of trim this flatter. Like that. That did help them look a little more similar. All right, next thing we're gonna do here is, normally I would make a deeper ear canal. Where's the head? Excuse you. Like on this elfish looking guy. I do it like a little bit of an ear canal like that. Let's see. Right about there, maybe. Okay. Guess we will, but I think as part of this process, I'm going to backfill a little bit more. So when I do a wax pour. Yeah. All right, let's find a wire tool. There. There. Hmm. I think we're going to use this one. So, let's see here. I'm gonna start there and work around and down. I'm just gonna use this ball tool. Go around the inside and use my fingertip to smooth this out. And we need to do some ear shapes. I think before I do the ear shapes, I'm gonna go to the other side and imitate. So we're gonna do the same thing. Here we kind of push this in here. To kind of create the concave. And we're gonna do it right about there. It's like that, like that, like that. And I'm gonna move it back and forth a little bit. Same thing then. Use our wire tool. And we're gonna start like right about here. Try to see how wide I made that and try and keep the same width. And then take clay out again. Looking at what I have here. I think goes in a little farther. Pop this clay back in here. All right. All right. So next would be kind of making a couple of little crinkly lines and stuff inside the ear. So kind of started to do it here. I'm going to dig the tool in a little deeper there. I'm going to dig the tool in a little deeper here. And we got our little dent here. This is kind of going up and around. So I think I'm going to kind of add another little line there. Do that over here too. Above this, we're going to add a little line. Now, I made that line farther over, but that's all right. I think I made this one shorter. They're kind of close to each other, but I guess that's good enough weird ears, no? Trying to think of what else I could do to weird up the ear. I mean, I could dent in here a little bit. Let's see, maybe we'll use this tool. We'll kind of over on this side, we'll do the same kind of line up here. I don't know. That looks good enough to me. I think now I'm going to add a little material here and here. We're going to add a little material on for the lower lid here and here, and then maybe we'll add some eyelids. But we just need a tiny bit. So kind of like that. That's not bad. We're going to feather out the ends. Tap it flat again. That. Same thing over here. Like that. Let's get this Again, I kind of have the muscles scrunched up a little bit on the right side from the little uptick on the smirk on the mouth. This line is a little harder because it's still down. This one's up because the skin is kind of up like that a little bit. Alright, now's the part. I wonder if I could try this. I have my spaghetti roller still over here from when I was bringing some polymer clay back to life. Let's see. We're gonna try and just flatten out some monster clay in it. You can't really see it over here. Wait, you did earlier when this was in the wrong spot. Right here. There we go. I think I might make this a little fatter. And nobody here live again. All right, cool. Let go. Oh, finally spilled the water. I had dodged that many times. All right. Oh, my back. Sounds like the dryer finished, which is good. I'm about ready. So, there we go. Eyelids, lower eyelids. We filled in here. We did this, brow, filled in there, filled in here, so the profile's changed. Did the ears. He's kind of basically done. I kind of just need to where's my plastic bag? Kind of just need to go around and do skin pores, textures, start texturing it. That versus this. Looks like I broke some pores on this one. I also have I might forego my foil. Still need to attach those eyelids. Kind of just sitting back looking at them right now. Still need to, well, might as well just do that. And then I'm going to look at texturing him. Maybe I'll texture him in the morning. Um, we'll see about texturing his skin in the morning. And I'm trying to decide if I do like this texture on here. Since he's supposed to be a goblin, might be good to do like little scaly areas on his skin too. We'll fart about with that tomorrow. I think that's texture. I don't think this one would work. Let's try this on the back of the head, see what I think. Nah. So, I think he's 95% done now. Tomorrow I'm gonna clean off the bottom edge here, texture the face. I kind of did some little experiments here with the texture on the top of the head. I used my pour tools, which are from YK Studio. I believe these are from Abracadabra. I believe they made all these little Q-tip looking ones that I use. I kind of just got these, so I've been experimenting with them. What the hell will this one look like? It looks almost like a brain. Most of the things I've been doing have been tiny. So using like a lot of these, that's actually not bad once it's in a bigger area. Huh, maybe we will combine this too. That's not bad. I'd say interesting look. All right, I think we're gonna call it. Go look at my laundry, and we'll get back to this tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, before we head out, we're gonna go to the Cleveland Natural History Museum tomorrow. I haven't been there in a long time. So, one last look. Here's some of the textures we've done on the top. There's our face. We're gonna do one more round with all the tools, and then we'll do the texture tools, and then we'll do a brush. I want to make sure I don't have a lot of harsh undercuts of any kind. What else? I guess that's it. All right. Good day. Let me just put up my logo. Do like a couple second count. And we'll be gone here. That was the wrong hide. We don't want to hide, we want to show. There you go. All right, thanks. If you catch this later, don't forget my Ko-Fi. It's right there. Ko-Fi/Claude Raymond Design. If you want to toss a couple coins into a cup, that'd be great. Appreciate it. All right, thanks again.